What's up, everybody? Welcome to Connect Cafe and Events. I'm your host, Matt Keeney, and today do I have a guest. My guest, Mike Glockner, father, entrepreneur, family legacy. We dive into wealth, we dive into fatherhood, and we dive into a redemption story of rebuilding after a stroke. Mike, incredible story, incredible man of God, and incredible wisdom for you. Lock in, tune in, and we're about to go one-on-one with Mike Glockner.
Let's go.
How you doing, Mike?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Good. Thanks for driving up, man. I know it was a 45-minute drive and not close, but I do appreciate you being here.
Absolutely.
And yeah, today, man, I'm trying to dive deep. I want to get under the hood of who is Mike Glockner. Really, let's get deep.
Yep.
You know, from just 15 minutes north in Lucasville.
Yep.
Seeing you and your family. Wow. One, let's just say the Glockner name. I know you probably get tired of hearing it, but it echoes and travels and, 176 years, right? 178 years?
Yep, 178.
178 years. And here we are, sixth generation.
Yep.
And so we're going to talk about the pressure. When I view that as some people might think that, oh, Mike's got it made, woke up in the trust fund, baby, or whatever. But I see, wow, pressure.
Yep.
Standards.
Yep.
Responsibility.
Absolutely.
I want to know how was Christmas in your life, family vacations versus the lens of my life, and here we are yet to set today, being brothers in arms and business partners and giving back to the community.
Yep.
So I'm super thankful for your family and just the name that it represents, because it gives people within Scioto County and the tri-states somebody to strive for.
Yeah.
So I don't even know I'm sure you realize it, but it means the world for you to be sitting here.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity. It's good to see you and what you're doing too. And again, that's what, and again, Tim and Joe, myself, my dad, we love seeing success stories. So somebody that comes from, nothing or a little bit to build yourself up. And again, we talked about that on our little walk, what we can do to give back in the ways that we give back. So we'll dive into that in a little bit for sure. So it's good to see you and the success, all the different rooftops that you have, employees that you employ. It's encouraging. So it's not easy either, I know.
Yeah. So, all right, Mike Glockner, class of 2001, Notre Dame Titan, and the Irish blood runs deep in your family, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see, 6 siblings, right? You have 5? No.
So there's 5
total.
of us.
5
Yep.
total.
Yep.
2 brothers, 2 sisters.
Yep.
Family of 5. I'm an only child.
Yep.
House was quiet.
Yep. Our house was
Not quiet.
not quiet, especially because of me. I was the 4th in line out of 5. Arguably, probably the problem child.
For a brief moment.
My mom says you're a really good toddler, but no, it was good. So Tim is 6 years older, Joe's 5 years older, my sister's 16 months older, and then I've got me.
You.
And then my youngest sister is 8 years younger than me.
Oops.
So there's a 14-year gap between Tim and Chrissy, but we're super tight.
For
Tim,
sure.
Tim and I, probably my best friend, still have our brotherly fights, and but love each other. Joe's Joe. Joe's the unforeseen Glockner. But probably the most likable.
Yeah, Joe seems easygoing.
Yep.
Probably the last one come back from lunch, maybe the last one into work.
You got it.
Loves fast cars.
Loves fast cars. Loves to fish. Loves to hunt. He's the jack of all trades. It's like it kind of pisses me off sometimes.
Shout out Joe Glockner. I want to be like you, man. I'm so anxious and ready to start work. Like, we need to hang out and you need to take me on a hunting trip and teach me how to relax.
He is so chill, but
Joe cool, right?
Joe
is
cool. Rarely see Joe in a bad mood. He's just always up and up and just, he's so chill. So,
all right, Mike. So I'm going to share from my perspective. So you and I, class of 2001.
Yep.
Had some friends in the Notre Dame schools from, Nick Harris, the Perkins family.
Yep.
Sean Milligan.
Absolutely.
Shout out. I think he's working with Setters.
Yep.
And we would play youth sports, basketball. So I kind of knew of the Rutland, the Graph.
Yep.
And I don't even know the words to explain it, but coming from my perspective is Lucasville, a little bit of poverty that I'm just saying like that. If you went to Notre Dame, you was in the rich crowd, in the rich crowd. And tell me a little bit about elementary school, or when did you begin to notice that your family operated a little bit different?
I think, and again, it was from a young age, just because I think kids in general, they find out and they're like, oh, you're a Glockner, you have, dealerships and you have all this money. But me and my brother Tim were talking about this. What people really don't realize, my parents raised us poor. Like we didn't have an abundance of clothes. We didn't have an abundance of shoes. We didn't, like, mom would be like, you got one pair of shoes before school, and if you wore them out, you're wearing them the whole year.
Nice.
Like, it was just, you wore a uniform to school. That was the same thing you wore to Sunday church. I mean, and it was like Sunday church was one of those things. It's not an option. So my parents are super religious, in the Catholic Church, still devout Catholics. My mom serves at the St. Francis Center, which is a kind of like a Goodwill-ish type place for low-income families that can come in. We talked at the dealership last week about my dad. My dad was like the most common man you'd ever meet. If he walked in here, you'd be like, that's not Andy Glockner.
Yeah.
No way. So, yeah.
So is it Levi's, Wranglers? Like what type of, or is he the slacks? What's he wearing?
He's always wore jeans.
Okay.
And here recently he fell, broke his arm. So broke his arm right below his shoulder socket. And he's having a lot of trouble, like getting dressed and whatever. He's got Parkinson's. So, but my sister Chrissy, my youngest sister, got him a pair of sweatpants, and we're like, oh my God, we've seen dad in sweatpants. It's crazy. So, but back to growing up, when did I realize, the wealth factor, or that's a tough question, but did I know we had money? I did, but like my parents lived so modest, and they still do to this day.
Yeah.
They actually live at our summer camp.
Yeah.
In about a 1,100 square foot house, 2-story, built 110 years ago on the river. Yeah. And it's like their dream home. It's simple. Yeah. It's got a good view, but it's not a multi-million-dollar house. That's not what my parents have ever been about. So
man, I'm so blessed with my wife. You could always think if it's bigger equals better. The pool, the basement, the hot tub. And we have a little 1,800 square foot home. Blessed. I never thought I'd even live in a brick home. So when we had the opportunity to build that 1,800 square feet, it's just perfect.
Yeah.
It's easier to clean. It's easier to maintain.
Yep.
And it's home whenever. I think that's a cheat code in life. Whenever you can be comfortable and happy with what you have and make the best of it, versus if I have the new car, if I have the new pair of jeans, if I just had a bigger vacation, life would be better.
Right.
And whenever you could find happiness throughout your day, which is your mom and dad, like I think your dad, happy to wake up, happy to have something to do, a purpose. Yep. Still involved probably in the business, probably will be till the day he dies, just because he loves to think and problem solve.
Yep. He shows up every single day. He's been retired for 14 years. Let's see, 13 years. So he retired somewhere around July 2012. It's when we really restructured our whole business, to which me and Tim and Joe operate in functions.
Yeah.
And at that point, Dad said, it's so refreshing that we had a CFO that took us down this path of, a car dealership really has three functions. You have sales, you have service, and you have finance. Well, there's three brothers. Thank God.
Yeah.
Tim, you're going to do sales. Mike, you're going to do service. Joe, you're going to do finance. So we operate that way. But it's.
And so what about mom? You said she does serve. So back to the service. Me and Dre talked about this the other day. Is like whenever you can provide a service, life is so fulfilling.
Yep.
And you said your dad doesn't have to show up, but he provides a service, whether it's wisdom or a listening ear, and just wants to know what's going on. And then your mom probably wakes up just ready to give to everyone, give abundance.
That's it. Dad loves he loves being in the know. He loves knowing that, we're being good stewards to our business, but also being good stewards to the community. And I think that's what you just said. You don't know my dad. You don't know my mom.
No.
You just absolutely defined them perfectly, because that's exactly, Dad loves to be of service. He said everything that we have is a gift from God that we're to use to perpetuate these businesses in the communities that we serve.
Amen, amen. Man, that's really why we're sitting in front of this mic. Microphone today is literally identified years ago. Gift, purpose, passion.
Yep.
Gift, purpose, passion. God instilled all of us a gift. When we can kind of pair that, have daily purpose, and if it just so aligns with your passion, whether you're a passionate individual,
Yep.
how can I align my service and sharing testimony or life out in the public, even with the staff? As you come in, I know probably you're the rah-rah, high five. You got to probably have some discipline at times, have conversations like, hey, we need the performance better.
Yep.
But having the service and having that passion, not everybody's Mike Glockner. Since we'll talk about our party years, Xavier Shawnee State here soon,
Yep.
We could turn up with the best of them.
Yep.
But now you've been able to channel that toddler, that you ball of fire. I mean, I just remember, even if you're swinging a golf club, like Mike Glockner had energy from 7th grade to today.
Yep.
Super cool to witness. Which is going to lead us to just talk briefly about some holiday seasons. Let's transition to maybe middle school, high school.
Yep.
And from my perspective, I didn't really want people to know where I lived. So you may know of me, and that's where I tried to score 3 touchdowns on the football field, be like, oh, that Keeney guy, he's a good athlete.
Yep.
That was a separator. And I think I've taken those cues today with weightlifting and how can I separate myself, because I graduated 55th out of 70 students, not that smart. And then also, I'm observing, my father drunk at times. I'm observing my mom on welfare. My mom had me at 17. I know we'll also talk, like, you had a child in mid-20s?
Yep.
Mid-20s?
Yep.
I don't think you were ready.
I was not.
Not ready.
That was the turning point.
Yeah. And at 17, so my mom's forced with having me at 17. My grandmother couldn't read and write. My mom was in 20 different schools in high school and ended up graduating. So we become a product of our environment.
Yeah.
Dad and mom's relationship was a little hostile at the beginning. He liked to drink. There was no stability. He would work hard 4 days and want to party Friday through Sunday. My mom didn't really sign up for that. So I'm just curious, how was your middle school into high school seasons of life, holidays, and did you ever feel, I'm not saying guilty or shame, because you was a Glockner?
Yeah. Holidays were always so special, and again, they still are, and the traditions that we have. I mean, Christmas, to me, I always found my dad during Christmas to be a little bit kind of standoffish, and he was like in the back.
Yeah.
And I never understood why, and I think I do now, is because we had what we needed. Mm-hmm. And then you have Christmas, which is to be celebrated as the birth of who? Jesus.
Yeah.
But what are we celebrating?
Gift,
Santa
gift,
Claus?
gift. Buy.
Right. So what do you give somebody that already has everything? We didn't need anything. And to this day, like, my wife and I do not buy Christmas presents for one another.
Good.
We don't buy birthday presents for one another. We give love.
Yeah.
Because what what gift do you need that you can't Amazon the next day, or if you want something from Lulu or wherever it is, it's right now. So I think that was something that, and even back then, we love to go to our grandparents. My grandmother Glockner was the matriarch of all matriarchs. She was just bigger than life, but the sweetest human, and she made you feel like you were the only person, and there were so many grandkids.
Yeah.
But you would come in and you had to wait before you opened your Christmas gifts, and then you would rush down to the basement. Everything would be so neatly wrapped, and we were so thankful. And what did we get? Like one outfit, one toy, and then we might all share, a basketball hoop or whatever it was. So, holidays, Thanksgiving was similar. Easter was similar. Easter to me, Easter and Christmas are two of the biggest. And I joke in our Catholic churches, you find out who the CEOs are, Christmas and Easter only. Yeah. So when you go to church on Christmas and Easter, it's like the church is packed.
Yeah.
But why is it not packed this Sunday?
Throughout the year.
So that was like Easter and Christmas. Growing up, it was always something different, because they were trying to instill those values at a young age, and they did.
Yeah, so I think that's just incredible. Once again, it starts with leadership.
Yep.
Leadership with your father and mother, planning and not spoiling kids, trying to build some humbleness. Your dad, fifth generation, he didn't want to be the guy that screwed up.
Nope.
He knew that he had to work for everything he has, and I'm like that as well. I don't want my kids to get gifts. Get this. My son is 12. My mom and my stepfather are finally financial stable. My mom's making the most money she's ever made in her life.
That's awesome.
Just the other day, they called me and said, should we go buy Zayd a car? I said, he's 12 years old. I said, yeah, but it could be paid off by the time he's 16. It's like, no, you're not buying him a car. No, he's going to drive a $3,500 Honda Accord.
That's right.
And be lucky to drive it.
Yes.
But then it's also like, man, how blessed are my kids to have a grandmother. And my mom is amazing. I talk about my childhood a little bit, but my mom is a rock. She worked hard. I could count on her every day, anytime. She's there. And that's a gift that some kids don't have, right? Sometimes we don't have parents. They're not alive. Sometimes we have parents that won't take our call.
Yep.
And sometimes we have parents that maybe are selfish and won't help. So I do know my mom is a cheat code also. She's incredible, but they'd love to spoil my kids. And it's that fine line. Yeah. I hate it, but then it's like, man.
Yeah. Let her spoil. I think that's one of the things in society today, and why kids and adults go down the wrong path, is because they didn't have a parent, and it doesn't have to be just a father, a mother, that just wraps their arms around them before they go to bed and says, I love you.
Yeah.
Me and my daughter have a special bond every night, and I put her to bed every night, and it's like she's like, all right, Daddy, it's time. Yeah. And we have our little thing that we do. I mean, we dap each other up, we hug each other, we whisper in each other's ear, good night. And it's just something, that we have, but I wouldn't trade it for the world.
She'll never forget that.
And how many kids don't have that? Kids are starving for our attention.
Send them to the room on a device, and then mom and dad glued to a device, Netflix, and there's no intimacy, family intimacy.
Correct.
There's no, for sure. And I think my wife and I, we're no different. Your wife and I, successful, thriving, overcomers, trying to lead by example. But man, as convenient as this thing is, it can also be the death of anybody.
It is definitely, to me, the ruination of the world, is because everything's in the palm of your hand. And the dopamine hits that we get by seeing a video that just pisses us off, and it just sends you into a tailspin. For what? And
so quick, instant gratification, over and over, repeat.
Yeah, and it's just you go down that rabbit hole and it's just like, then you're, next thing you know, you're 2-3 hours deep in something and you're like, I just wasted 3 hours of my life.
Yeah.
I don't get that back. That's one thing. You can get money back. You know that.
Oh yeah.
You can't get time.
Yeah.
You can't get that 25 minutes back.
For sure.
So,
well, that's super cool to hear. And, you know, once again, kudos to the Glockner family. You know what I mean? Even grandpa, great grandpa, somebody had to teach your father and your mother to instill those and keep passing it down. And we're going to talk about, like, potentially, Mike, who's going to be the generation that fails? And that's probably, we talked about it last week, it's not going to be me. I promise you that.
Right.
It's not going to be on my shoulders.
yep.
And going back to the Christmas, blended family, you know, there's a lot of blended families in Southern Ohio, Appalachian, the tri-state. When I would go to my father's on holidays, no Christmas tree. He's a single dude. He ain't putting up a Christmas tree. No presents under the Christmas tree. So even to this day, I struggle. Like, I don't really like holidays because they were always uneasy for me.
Yep.
My mom made sure to always have a couple nice presents, a football jersey, whatever I wanted, she would find a way. But I also secretly knew the stress that Christmas put on my mom.
Yeah.
And whether maybe she went and got a $1,000 loan, payday loan, and had to pay back $2,000. She made sure I was taken care of, but she never did tell me about the sacrifice and the struggles.
Yeah.
So I'm uneasy around holidays, only child, but it is nice I love seeing families get together in communion, and my wife does take holidays importance, and my kids have a different experience.
Yeah. Wives definitely, if we, like you said, with your dad, my dad would have done the same thing. It would have been, you know.
Bare bones.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so high school, 2001, I'm going to share, so we say the Ruttman name, Glockner, Graf, list goes on and on. I'm going to share a story with you. I think I was in 5th grade, tried out for maybe an E-Step team. It was the Bandits baseball team. Somebody played baseball. Well, I made the team somehow. I'm down at Spartan Stadium practicing with Nick and Ruttman and everybody out of my league, and my dad's truck breaks down. Ruttmans are sticking around. Like, hey, I'm like, we just couldn't get it. Needed a ride home. Man, talk about the longest 20 minutes of my life. So I'm going home to my dad's. He lives in a trailer about 12 foot wide by 40 feet long. I'm like, I don't want Nick to know where I live.
Yeah.
That's one thing is, and me and Nick, you guys have been so cordial and high five and supportive, even through the teenage years of battling who's the strongest, who's going to get the prettiest girl. I've always had a great relationship with you guys.
Yep.
And that's just a random story that I wanted to get out there that Nick probably remembers it.
Nick, and again, Nick and I battled in every sport we played, and it was like from 5th grade, being in Notre Dame Elementary, we'd play pickup football, on the playground.
Who's going to score the most touchdowns?
Nick's QB on the other side, I'm QB on this side, and we battled and battled and battled. So, and then to high school, Andrew Graff tells the story. He's like, you know why we didn't win ball games? Is because it was like the black hole when the ball went to you or Nick. We just didn't pass. We were trying to outperform one another. But to this day, like, Nick is one of the best individuals you could meet. I mean, he's great dad, awesome father, humble man, business entrepreneur, doing well, gives back. He's a good man.
And man, what I can also say is Nick's mom and dad would always say hi, like, maybe it's through sports, but I would see him in a restaurant. Hey, Matt, how you doing? How you doing?
Bob and Jeannie Ruttman, two of the best humans too. And Miss Ruttman was always, I remember riding in the back of her Chevy. I think it was a Chevy Caprice wagon. In the back seat faced like out. So like, you're coming to a stop sign and you're facing out. You're like, man, are we going to get hit by a car?
Yeah.
But again, she made the hot dog sauce and onions for every bingo night, every ball game, had the same, like, random stories I know, but two of the best people.
And I know you guys employ so many staff members and you cross paths with so many families. I can just share a super cool story. Maybe 4 or 5 months ago, get a text email from Caroline. Andrew's sister Sarah,
Yeah.
daughter, like, hey, I want to work for you. And I'm sitting there scratching my head, like, you have the opportunity to work anywhere you want to, young lady.
Yep.
She was like, no, I want to work at Keeney's. And I was like, I can't even explain it. And I was like, wow. Like, yeah, of course, Caroline, come on in. It's been a great asset.
Awesome kid.
Super awesome kid, but just the family heritage, the legacy.
Yep.
And then her mom and dad to approve that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's some people like, you're not working there,
Yeah.
you know? But also it's like, wow, okay, like 10 years can change everything.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Don't let the past define you. There's always never go back, keep going forward.
Yep.
All right, so Mike, we're graduating high school. You're winning state championships in golf and maybe the runner-up and having a good time. At this point, we're fighting over who's going to get the homecoming king and queen and how many girlfriends we can have. Tell me, as you said, you was the wild ball, mom and dad's perspective as you go to Xavier University.
Yep.
College is fun.
College was
fun.
Amazing.
How did you disappoint mom and dad during your college years?
I would say a little bit, just because, and again, I ended up at Xavier because my grandfather went there.
Okay.
My dad went there. My brother went there. So my brother and my grandfather graduated from Xavier. So it was just like one of those things. You have to go there.
Legacy.
I went there for 2 years. I was miserable. Had a girlfriend back home, came home every weekend, shouldn't have. What a great opportunity. But I thought, okay, my grandfather set aside for each grandkid a college fund.
Yeah.
And he said, you use this for college. Whatever's left over, you get to keep. So I saw the amount that was in there and thought, oh, wow. I'm going to pay $30,000 a year to go to Xavier, or I could come home and pay $6,000 a year and save $24,000 a year and get a similar education, but then I can work in the family business. It definitely was one of my biggest regrets, and not like top 10, just sticking it out.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to teach my son now is you can always come home.
Yeah.
I mean, you played ball at Moorhead, right?
Correct.
Yep.
3 years. And
you can always come home. But the experiences that you have outside of Scioto County, go fall on your face outside of Scioto County.
Yeah, you can always come back.
Everyone knows Matt Keeney here, and everyone's going to judge you here. No one knows you at Moorhead. No one knew Mike Glockner
at Xavier.
So it was one of those things that I wish I would have stayed, but if I wouldn't have came home, then I wouldn't have met my wife. So
yeah, for sure.
Thank God for that.
Yeah, so we're sitting here in Chillicothe, and what is it? Maybe 45 miles north of the Portsmouth, Lucasville area. And it's so refreshing that I'm being able to build relationships in new towns that nobody can judge me for the past, whatever. All they can absorb is how I treat them, word of mouth, and uber refreshing. Whereas, Scioto County, we know 2 or 3 generations of families, and all their dad's this and X, Y, and then I would say with you, Glockner's in multiple towns, all the way up and down the river. Yep. Is that refreshing to build new relationships in different cities and towns?
It is, and to me, some of the, I look at the Ironton area, we've got a dealership there. That town has embraced us like no other. I mean, Portsmouth, I think, is different because we've been here for so long. And I think that it gets to the point where people are like, oh, Glockner started another dealership here.
Take you for granted.
Yeah.
Take you for granted.
And when we went to, South Point, Ashland, Ironton is like when you give back, it's like, thank you. Thank you. This is amazing. You sponsored my Little League team or, the Catholic Church or the festival, whatever it is. So being in some of the areas outside of Portsmouth, I feel like, they appreciate you a little bit more.
Yeah, there's a parable in the Bible. JD Emnett taught me this one. and I'll butcher it, so I'm paraphrase it, but a leader, a disciple goes 20 to 30 miles away from his home base where they don't know you, and you're able to blossom and be a leader.
Yep.
And but you and I both are going to continue to leave right in Willisburg, right in Portsmouth.
Yep.
It ain't going to stop.
Right.
The family legacy runs deep, and you're going to continue. We got to have a why, right?
Yep.
About to talk about that.
Yep.
All right. So you came back to Shawnee State. We're going to share a story. We used to consume some alcoholic beverages together.
A lot.
Yeah, college. And I'll have mixed emotions. I hope my son doesn't go down that path, because really we're blessed and lucky to have not gotten in trouble.
Correct.
Right? We just had just enough intuition to know that we probably should not go the left road. We should go home.
Correct.
But there's no reason why that I shouldn't have woken up on the front page of the paper, DUI.
Mm-hmm.
I chanced it.
Yep.
I'm not speaking for you, but we've all made
Plenty of times.
We all made some silly, uneducated decisions.
Correct.
What did you have when you came back to Shawnee State? Did you have any pressure from the family, the siblings, the parents, to be like, Mike, grow up? When is it? And talk about that.
I've got a scar on my arm that you can see.
Yeah.
That I had an argument with my girlfriend.
Okay.
And thank God I didn't hit her.
Yeah.
But I turned around and punched a plate glass window, and blood everywhere. That was probably the moment my dad looked at me, and I was 21, 22, 23. I can't even remember.
Yeah.
Because
sure,
I don't remember.
It's a blur.
I want to forget it. But I rushed to the hospital. They wrapped me up. And in that moment, the nurse could tell I was hammered drunk. And she was like lecturing me like I was her son. And I was like,
I didn't come here for this.
Man, maybe it's time I need to dial it down. And then of course the next day I had to, go inform my parents and my dad. My dad rarely raised his voice. And I'm talking 5 times in my life that he's ever yelled at me. He was the dad that would be like, Michael, I'm disappointed in you.
You know what? That's a teaching point. I raise my voice. Oh, I hate it. I do yell at my kids. Do get irritable because I am so passionate to teach, but sometimes you don't got to do that. So I'm going to take that takeaway today. Is like, I'm disappointed. I love you. Let's try better. Versus
I can tell you're emotional just like me, and my wife taught me that. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm emotional.
I don't even know what emotions are.
Right. You're emotional. You're just like me. And again, because you're so passionate, people know. But how do you take that moment where your blood pressure rises to like truly, how long has it taken me? I'm 43. I'm still learning.
Absolutely.
Still learning. So.
And then, so you have that accident with your wrist. Your dad, Michael, I'm disappointed. And then it began a light bulb. And then the next saving grace is you meet your wife, right?
Yep.
And that was at Shawnee State.
It was.
Roughly 24, 25 years old.
Yep.
And then, so I remember, like I said, we were Thursday night, Blockhouse. We're having fun. And then all of a sudden, Mike begins to disappear from the crowd, right? Tell me about that transition from being the fun, carefree, go-lucky to trying to build a relationship with somebody you see potential in, and then also like, where do I fit in the Glockner umbrella?
Yeah. So yeah, that perfectly defines exactly what happened. Met my wife, and shortly before that, found out that I'm gonna be a dad. Very similar time frame, and she stuck by me the whole time. Has been in Cade's life since the very beginning. So obviously, you learn you're going to be a father, And what you have two choices. You're going to be a dad or you're not going to be a dad.
Yeah.
Well, I had a father and an awesome father, and I have no other choice.
Yeah.
This is I did this, and I had the biggest blessing because my son he's an amazing kid. He's got a lot of my characteristics and my traits, but he is a great kid. So,
and I can vouch for that, Mike, is, you know, being a Lucasville guy and keeping up with sports and crossing paths with Cade and reading about him and the aura, the smell.
Yep.
You know, even Cade, his last name's Glockner, right?
Yep.
There was just something different. You know what I mean? He presented himself well anytime. He was a great representation with 4-H and being the goalie, not super arrogant, but just, and then also a role player. He played on a team that was super, super skilled.
Yep.
He had a chance to probably not play basketball. Like, I'm not gonna get a minute, 2 minutes at times.
Right.
But he was the best teammate, and that's something you cannot teach.
That was probably one of the toughest lessons, and my wife kept telling me, Mike, Cade is not going to score 20 points a game. He's going to score 2 to 5 points a game, and that's what Cade is. Accept Cade for who he is. And until his senior year, I was like, shoot the ball. You're not shooting the ball enough. You only shot it twice tonight and you made it. Why don't you shoot more? Well,
Dad, it's not my role.
That's it. So, and again, I think that's the same thing in life. What's your role? What's my role? What's my employee's role? So, yeah.
All right. So it's 2025 right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go back to about 2020.
Mm-hmm.
2020. You are married.
Yep.
You have Cade.
Yep.
I think that you would have both your kids. You would have Elle.
Yep.
And you have Cora.
Yep.
Okay. You're watching a Shawnee State basketball game. Happy-go-lucky day. Went to get you get a fresh haircut, and I'm biased to haircuts. I love haircuts and I love clean shoes.
That's right.
So we might have something in common.
We do.
So that's in February, probably the March Madness.
March 23rd, 2021.
And the lights go out. Tell me the day in a sped up version, and then just kind of waking up. And so what we're getting to here, Mike suffered a stroke at his home. And what I'm so intrigued about is from a family and a man that potentially has abundance you're taking care of, to be laying or the ride on the hospital to the air flight to the medic of thinking it could be over.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just curious what's inside that time period, your brain.
Yeah. So yeah, the day, March 23rd, 2021, I go through my normal day, go to work, schedule a haircut, like you said.
Yeah.
Terry Bragdon cut my hair. When I walked into the salon, she had told me years later, she was like, I knew something was wrong with you that day because you weren't your vibrant self. When you walked in, you kind of just slouched in the chair, and you weren't like, hey, Jenny, hey, Terry, whatever. So I get my hair cut, go home, kids get off the bus, kids are there, I'm cooking dinner, we have dinner. As soon as I watch the game, I don't remember the game at all. I don't remember watching the game. I remember that we won, but I don't know if it was like starting. But the game's over. I tell my kids, hey, it's like 9:20. Let's brush our teeth. Bedtime. I go and brush my teeth, come out, and like you said, the lights went out. And I somehow made it to my chair that I sit in, and had a seizure for 4 minutes. So I seized and didn't know. My legs and arms are flailing. My wife's like got her arms around me, trying to like calm me down, knowing what's going on. I woke up and the lights were off, and I see coming to my right, which I don't have vision, right now, but from my stroke, but I can see the lights from the ambulance. And I'm like, what is going on? Kelsey's like, Mike, talk to me. Mike, talk to me. From that moment, the paramedics came in, asked me some questions, and, what's your name? What's your date of birth? What's your social? And I ripped it off. Kelsey says, you slurred. Well, yeah, I'm having a stroke. But to me, I was fine. But she said, my face is drooped. She was like, I knew at that moment you were having a stroke. And I told the paramedics, he's having a stroke. Don't believe her. So we get in the ambulance and they take me to the football field.
Up at Willersburg? Okay.
And at that moment is when I heard the chopper. And they believed Kelsey because she said, you need to call a chopper. He's having a stroke. You need to get him to the hospital. If you take him to SOMC, and again, nothing against SOMC, they don't have trauma. So he needs to go somewhere. What's funny in this story, my cousin, Chris Wallace, is a med flight pilot.
Yeah.
He was on call that night and was supposed to take me, and something happened. There's a check engine light on the plane, and they sent another helicopter, the one out of Menford. But I remember everything from the time that I got onto the helicopter until I got to the hospital and they wheeled me down the hallway
ramp.
And I kissed Kelsey and woke up 10 days later. In that 10 days, I seized uncontrollably for 4 days. They didn't know why, so they went up through my groin, and I had a blood clot in the back left quadrant of my brain, and they shot it with dye in time. You have 2 hours. If you have a blood clot, that's the time frame. You have 2 hours to get to the hospital, and I just made it.
Wow.
So
yeah, kudos to Kelsey for acting responsibly. We, as a husband, as a wife, of a dad, you think we would be able to grab the phone or call a paramedic, but you're seeing your loved one in real time.
Yep.
That takes, I don't want to say skill or talent, but just wisdom, probably from God. She got the strength to remain calm, patience. And then, Mike, do you remember, 10 days out, did you have any vivid dreams? Is God speaking to you? Or are you questioning life? As you wake up, are you just what happens?
I had 3 dreams, and I remember every one of them vividly, which is funny because how many dreams do you remember?
Minimal. Not very.
You don't.
5 your whole life?
One of my dreams was, I don't know if you know Greg Gawker. Greg Gawker ran our Honda Toyota dealership for years. Now he works for Chris and Asa.
Okay.
He's a financial advisor. But in my dream, Greg died. He was sitting next to me. And for 2 weeks after I woke up, I kept telling my wife, kept telling Kelsey, I can't believe Greg died. And she'd say, Mike, Greg didn't die. It was so vivid.
Yeah.
Got my nose pierced.
Interesting. I don't know why.
Had a bull ring
through your nose.
Through my nose, because they had to put a feeding tube up my nose. That's what it was. Yeah. But in my dream, that's what it made me. So I got my nose pierced. Well, I didn't get my nose pierced. They were shoving that tube down my nose.
Yeah.
The whole time I'm trying to get it out. And Kelsey's like, Mike, you can't do that. And I ended up pulling it out one time. But no, waking up was a little terrifying because I didn't know
what was to come.
I lost 22 pounds. So I was, 100 and...
You're already a fit.
Yeah.
Not skinny dude, but you're 170. What's average weight for you? 165, 170?
180.
Okay, 180. So now I'm 158.
Yeah.
Skinny, unhealthy.
Yes. And I mean, I wear mediums and almost everything. I was in a small and everything. Like none of my clothes fit. Like it was, and I was like, oh my God, I've lost so much weight. But again, you lay in a hospital bed, your muscles atrophy.
Yeah.
And again, that was I can't wait to get back. And that was shout out Jake Wesney. Jake Wesney was my PT.
Okay.
And he worked me out every day to get me back. But thank God I CrossFitted before and ran before. I think that's why some people don't make it through, because they don't watch their health. They don't watch what they eat. They don't hydrate enough. So
You are 100% right. Like the CrossFit, the exercise, you staying in shape, controlling your heart rate, running 5Ks, definitely slowed down the atrophy process and definitely helped your internal organs treat you throughout those 10 days.
Yep.
My friend, you know the name, probably Chris Lundy.
absolutely.
Right? Boom, went out. Lights
Yep.
went out. Woke up. I don't know the exact story, several days later. And I've heard through the grapevines that his doctor shared, if it wasn't for the physical shape you was in, Chris, that's the only way you made it. No other human should have made it through.
Yep.
What does Chris do? He's worked out every day since he's been 17. It's his drug of choice. One of the fittest humans I've ever seen.
Yep.
Still is to this day. And interesting, I'm going to share the story with you. I went and I checked on him a couple of times when he got back home. He's not even supposed to get off the couch. He answers the door. This is literally like a daze, soaking wet. I'm like, Chris, what are you doing? He's like, well, just walked 45 minutes on the treadmill. He's like, what do they expect me to do? Lay around here and die? And like, he's training the first day he gets home.
love
And he had 2.5 and 5 pound dumbbells. He said he's sitting in the recliner doing dumbbells.
Unbelievable.
Oh, that's a different mindset.
I prayed, and that was one thing. After I started getting out and about in the community, I had so many people that would come up and like hug me and say, I prayed for you. You talking about a humbling experience for somebody to come up, a complete stranger, and say, I prayed for you. Like that's the power of prayer.
It's real.
It's real.
Real.
Yeah.
Hey, so to try to get full perspective, you was in a coma for 10 days.
Yep.
So then you come to light. How many more days were you in the...
7 days at SOMC.
So 10 plus 7, 17.
Yep.
And then you're getting out at day 17, you're getting out?
Yep.
Okay. What do you think, what God teach you during that process?
To slow down. It's the hardest thing that somebody can tell me or you.
Yeah.
Is sometimes you have to slow down. Sometimes you have to take a breath. Sometimes you have to take a break. For almost 2 months and probably more like 3 months, I literally Kelsey and I would wake up every morning and we would relive those 10 days of what happened. And she would tell me, and then I would take a nap because I was exhausted. I was on seizure meds. But it was terrifying to wake up and to go through.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Slow down. And that could even relate to just your working class family.
Yep.
From the ball games to the extracurricular to travel ball to church on Sunday to we feel like we're not winning or not even surviving if our schedule's not filled.
Correct.
And so many times it could just be filled with junk.
Yep.
I began to protect my time, protect my family. I only want to sometimes we got to be selfish.
Yes. I'm very selfish with my time as it relates to my time outside of work. In work, I tell my employees, you can call me at any time during the day, and most of the time after hours because I'm never not working and you aren't either.
Yeah.
But when I don't have something to do, I'm going to fill my time with something I want to do.
For sure.
And what's going to fill my bucket and what I can get out of it. If I can give back, if I can go to church, if I can go to adoration, if I can go to a community event that I want to go to, that I know I'm going to enjoy, but I'm not going to go somewhere where I don't enjoy my time.
Yeah. Yeah. And I obviously into coaching and helping people through fitness and nutrition. And my number one coaching advice is the best investment you can give your family, yourself, your kids is to invest in yourself.
Yep.
Whether that be reading, exercise, food. If I'm not willing to fill my cup, how can you pour water if there's no water in the cup?
Correct.
There's nothing to give. So, but so many parents and adults is we're trying to give service with nothing inside, with an empty product or empty service.
Yep.
Yeah. So, Mike, we're going to go into this. Might be a good question, bad question, but like I said, this is some things that your siblings are going to be able to listen to, and your mom and dad at some point. And life's not. What I love about this podcast is it's been on my mind for a long time. Everybody's doing it.
Yep.
Easier barrier to entry. Find somebody. But what's easy to do is also easy not to do.
Yep.
It's a little uncomfortable to get in front of this camera. It's a little uncomfortable. And then also busyness, right?
Right.
It took us a couple of times to schedule.
Yep.
But I'm so thankful that you joined me, and I'll never forget this conversation. But looking back at the stroke, could you define it? Could you look at it as a curse or a blessing?
Definitely a blessing, because I think I appreciate life more. I think I appreciate my family more. I've become more faithful because of it. And I always went to church. But what a lot of people don't realize is when I had my stroke, there were two people that came rushing to my side and prayed for me. And that was Luke Keller and J.D. Emnett. Wow. And I've become very close with them as just brothers in Christ. Yeah. That they dropped everything that they were doing and came and prayed over me. And did it work? It did, but there were so many others. Yeah. So yeah, definitely a blessing. And again, I talk about my Catholic faith. I am a devout Catholic. I go to church virtually every Sunday. Not every Sunday I miss like we all do. Sure. But I have more relationships with people that are not Catholic than I do that are Catholic. And I've learned more about Jesus Christ through the non-Catholic or through the non-Catholics than I have my Catholic friends. And I think in the Catholic faith, we don't quote scripture like you. I don't remember every single verse. My brain doesn't work.
I did see you posted a little bit about James 1 the other day.
Yep.
It's so ironic. Dre just sent me about James 1, and because we can be our own worst enemy, beat ourselves down, listen to the outside world. Yep. But go ahead.
No, it's again, that's what you learn. And again, I think if people would turn themselves to Jesus more instead of turning themselves to social media and to TikTok to say, oh, well, I'm going to research this or whatever, ChatGPT. It's like every time I pick up the Bible and I need something,
it's there.
It's always there. And it's like Paul Baum, who is a very good friend of mine, Catholic, but theologian, and is just like, he helped me in my faith for sure. And again, it's just like when you try to figure things out yourself, sometimes you have to trust in Jesus and trust in the process. People say trust the process. Yeah. That's real. Yeah. That's real.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I try to say that you can't push it on somebody else. Everybody has to just have their experience. Yeah. That's only going to grow your faith, your testimony, but it's always good. Birds of a feather flock together, circle of five. It's always good to have the JD and Luke. You're locking arms with people that are believers, that people that will go out of their way, because there's also folks and people out there that won't answer the call. All right. And that's going to lead us into, I got a couple questions for you, Mike. Do you think money as were overcoming, the stroke. You went through rehabilitation, you getting back on your feet, and probably at the end of the day, what I give your family so much kudos about is you could have took an early disability. You didn't have to go. You didn't have to get better. You could have been in a yacht in Florida. I mean, probably facts are, I don't want to speak for you, but you probably could live in a different area, but you want to see your kids raised. You think money can create happiness?
I think money is the root of all evil if you let it take you there.
Yeah.
I think money can be a tool to get you what you want if you use it correctly. And I think some people use it in a way that it's for the wrong reason, to, like you said, to buy a bigger house, to buy a different car. Like we talked about growing up, like I had a Honda Accord, you had a Honda Accord, right?
Yeah,
you had a red Honda Accord, I had a blue Honda Accord, right?
Yeah.
I had leather, I had a sunroof. But I see these kids nowadays driving Lexus, driving Infinities, driving Audis and Range Rovers and all this. It's like we're not setting our kids up for success when you buy them a $60,000 car, when I don't know how the parents afford it.
Yeah, there's no income coming in from the child.
There's none, and it's this expectation that I have to make sure that my kid has everything. No, what you're doing is you are ruining your kid, and you are limiting your kid because they are not going to know how to work for something and to be appreciative of the things that they get. My wife is amazing at this, and she will not buy things for our kids because she's like, I'm not going to set Elle up that when she goes in with a new Lulu bag and blah, 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 that all the kids are going to be like, well, yeah, she's a Glockner.
Yeah.
And she's not wrong, because I think that's the way this generation thinks, is like, well, you can get it. Why don't you have it? Well,
don't need it.
I don't need it.
Yeah.
Right?
They sell leggings at TJ Maxx. And
my favorite pair of shoes are these Olakais that I've had like 4 pairs of. Shout out Cider Shoe Mart. Like, I love this shoe. Now, do I love J's? Absolutely. Do I love shoes? Have too many pairs.
Yeah, like them.
Love shoes. Love clothes. But again, use money as a way to create happiness, not stress you out and not be a burden. Because again, money can be a burden.
Yeah.
It can create, different taxable events that, you're making all this money and you don't set aside that money to pay your taxes back, and you spend outside of your means.
Yeah, there's a lot of uber successful businesses, entrepreneurs that have gotten wrecked and destroyed just for not being stewards of their money and understanding tax laws and representation. Like, I can go make $250,000 this year, but you're going to get taxed at a 35%. And oh, by the way, I don't have $75,000 on deck to pay back my taxes.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Yeah. I want to share a story with you that I'll never forget from your family. I may have told you this. I was down in, shout out to PSKC, shout out to Del King, the beginning leader that began to influence my life. And we partnered up with Glockners. We did 6 or 8 guys. We were training after work, and I got to spend some time with your brother, Tim. And next thing I know, Tim invites me to a lunch. Yeah, sure, Tim, I'll sit down with you. Like, what are you going to get from me? And he's asking me questions about fitness and how does my wife approve like the time being gone, and because marriage, life, right? We can be uber successful, but if I don't have a partner growing in the same direction or enjoying our relationship together or being resentful. So he was just asking questions, and it's super cool. I couldn't even believe I was sitting at the table. I always say this, since I started 10 years ago, I just want to put myself in an opportunity to be sitting at the table. I don't want nothing. I don't ask for anything, but give me an opportunity to sit down, and I'm going to bet on myself. Yep. Michael Jordan said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Amen. I didn't know if you would respond to my text. I built a friendship with you, and I knew if you could make it work. I thought you would, and I knew you would, but it's because the friendship that we created.
Yep.
Back to your brother. We had a great conversation. I'm telling him about I'm going to quit my job at the A-Plant. I'm going to go start a fitness business in the middle of a school parking lot. Man, that was delusional. I couldn't believe he took me serious. But at the end of it, he said, Matt, I'm just going to share this, but he said, I want to help you. I don't know how. And it wasn't a couple of days later, he just kind of slid me $500. He said, go buy some equipment. I'm rooting for you. And I don't know if you knew that, but for those next 90 to 120 days, I wasn't working for Matt Keeney and my wife. I was working for a group of people. No way I was going to let your brother down that I felt. And I've hung on that today, still to this day. He gave me $500, didn't ask for anything in return. He said, go win. And I texted him the other day. I said, Tim, I'll never forget it. I'm still winning, and I'm not going to stop winning.
That's amazing. And I don't know how many times my father's done something like that.
Yeah.
And that's who we are.
Yeah.
When you ask like who are the Glockners and who, people view us as these, rich people and stuck up and blah, blah, blah. It's like we're as normal as the next person, but we love being of service. We love helping people.
And you operate a little bit different because there's standards. You are responsible for 350 people. You know that you guys give back hundreds of thousands of dollars within the community. So in order to do that, to employ that, you have to operate and expect more out of yourself, expect more out of the siblings, expect more out of the grandkids. It's just legacy.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, here we go. I got 4 questions for you, and we may wrap this up. We're getting about 60 minutes, but it's too good. I told Dre we might go 90 minutes because I just enjoy your conversation.
Yep.
All right, Glockner Empire, and these are just hypothetical curveball, right?
Yep.
Glockner Empire disappears overnight. No dealerships, no wealth, no last name. Who would Mike be, and how would you rebuild?
And again, I've pondered that question. If I had to start over, I would probably be doing something in the golf realm. I love golf.
Yeah.
My best friend in high school was David Gherkin.
Yeah.
He has built a career in Austin, Texas. He's been in Chicago. He's been in Hawaii. He's doing so amazing in the golf realm. So I would say I would be doing something. I would be working as a golf pro at a country club or doing teaching lessons. I love to teach the game of golf. I love to help people, in golf. Like when I play with all my buddies or somebody different, if they're doing something and they're doing it wrong, I'm like, I can't wait. I have to tell myself, hey man, you can't tell them every time.
Let them slice it. You don't want to go golf with me. I chase the ball all over
every time. But I think I would be doing something in that realm.
I could see you being whatever is the golf pro, like not the manager of the golf course, but building, like design. Let's build this course, and how can we make this the most? Yeah, you're not going to be working. You're going to be building the whole course, and from the way you roll up to the way you exit. Yeah, I could see you just literally starting your own golf course and club and building it out of a cornfield.
One of my biggest, I would say, not biggest accomplishments, but things that I've kind of rewarded myself with. As I don't have any hobbies other than golf, but I have a golf membership at Muirfield Village Country Club. That is Jack Nicklaus's course. Yeah. It has always been a dream of mine to be a member there. And when I go there, I love to take people that would never have the opportunity.
Yes.
You can't play that course unless you're a member.
Yeah.
And when you go in, you have to take your hat off. You can't be on your cell phone. It's uber exclusive. But I've developed so many relationships with people at that course. One of my probably closest friends to this day, his name is Brian Fleming, is my caddy.
Nice.
And he and I share something that a lot of people don't know. His son and my daughter are autistic. our daughter isn't diagnosed, but she's special needs. His son is the exact same as my daughter. They're the same age. They have the same mannerisms. They have the same struggles. Him and his wife have been married for 13 years, 14 years. Kelsey and I have been married 17 years. We talk about the struggles of being in a relationship and having a special needs child, but then finding a family or finding a friend that you can trade stories with. So I never would have had that opportunity if it wasn't for joining there. And I'm so thankful. God put me there, and God put him in my group that day for a reason, and we need each other.
Yeah, and shout out Cora. I'll be driving up 52, and I'll see you and her taking walks there on the path.
On the access road.
Yeah, and that's something that during the summertime you guys really enjoy together, correct?
It is,
right?
It is. So she loves to be outside. We have to be somewhere where it's, contained, because she doesn't understand life. She doesn't understand that, hey, there's a car and it can hit me. She's kind of in her own world, but that's my hour and a half with her, and I take my rosary and I pray, and sometimes I just don't take anything, and I just enjoy. I just breathe the air, love sunshine, and being out there with her, and she picks up sticks and walks, and it's her way. So
which leads me to typically how this operates as the middle child gets lost. Tell me a little bit about Elle. So she's 11, and
she is, and again, you're right, but not with this one.
Okay.
Like, she is Kelsey Jr.
Okay.
She is like my second wife, but my kid. She holds me sometimes more accountable than my own wife.
Great.
She gets herself up every morning, gets herself dressed, packs her lunch, everything, does her schoolwork. I got home yesterday. It's Monday, and she said, "Dad, I already got all my assignments done for the week." It's Monday. How many 11-year-olds are getting their stuff done? She's sweet, but she's competitive. She's got Kelsey's competitive gene and my competitive gene, but has the biggest heart. She's a sweetheart of a kid.
So shout out to Kelsey, was a college athlete, right? She played college volleyball.
Yep.
So to play college volleyball or a college sport at any level, you have to be elite in high school to go on to any college level. Yep. So you have that as a mom with athletics, discipline.
Yep.
You have the Glockner legacy, and now the transformation that you made as a business professional and overcoming the stroke. So it's not by accident, Mike, that Elle has those characteristics. Yep. As we talk about product and the environment, there's a lot of kids out there that they only know what they're exposed to.
Yep.
And your kids are exposed to discipline and winning.
Yep.
They're going to win.
Yep. Her goal in life is to be a professional volleyball player. What she doesn't know is there's not many professional volleyball players. But she wants to go play volleyball for Nebraska.
Let her keep shooting.
And that's what I said.
Shoot for the stars.
That's awesome.
We might end up at UK, but at least we're shooting for
Absolutely.
Omaha. Yeah. All right, Mike. 2001 to 2007, back in the day, who was crazier, me or you?
Ooh. I think it's a toss-up. It just depends on what day. It depends on what day. I think we gave each other a run for our money, for sure.
I mean, we didn't run we just run together a little bit, but no doubt, you were as wild as anyone.
Oh.
Hey, I went to college for 7 spring breaks.
Yeah.
Let's just get that clear.
Yeah.
I was on the 7-year plan. I made sure to go to college or spring break every time.
Me too. It took me 6.5 years to get through.
Okay, so there is hope, right? Mike was a good student. It's okay to be on the 4 to 6 year plan.
Yes.
All right, tell me this. What's one story, to the crazy Mike, that's going to make your siblings laugh, Joe, Tim, mom or dad? Like, what's one story from your crazy days that the family still does not know about?
I don't know that I have one that they don't know about, but I'll tell you one that they do know about that is like my all-time favorite. So in college, I think I came home had probably a little bit too much fun the night before and got home late past curfew. And I wake up and my mom, I'm like ready to go out the next night, and my keys aren't in the spot that they're supposed to be in.
Yeah.
And my mom's like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "Out." And she said, "No, you're not." And I'm like, "Okay, I can't drive." So I get on. How many cabs are in Portsmouth?
I know there was a couple at one time, but yeah, one or two.
Shout out Jersey Shore. I just called a cab.
Okay.
I mean, so she's like, "You're not going out."
And you said, "Watch me."
Watch me. I called a cab and go to, I think at the time my brother Tim was living at our property in Kentucky. So it's an old lock and dam.
Yeah.
So there's 5 houses over there, and my brother was just recently married. Had Wednesday night volleyball, and I'm like, I'm not missing Wednesday night volleyball in the summer. Like it's a party.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not missing. I didn't, so I pull up, and if you've ever been there, you pull up and there's like the volleyball courts right here. Well, you see every person that's pulling up, and they're like,
and they see you getting out of the cab.
"Bro, who pulled up in a cab?" And of course, I set out my 12 pack, and I'm like, "Let's go.
The party's here."
And Tim was like, "No way." He was like, "What did Mom say?" And I'm like, "I don't know.
She didn't see
it. She didn't see it."
Oh, that is a good one, man. That's retro. That's Mike Glockner right there. That's the Butch. That's the wild.
That was
guy
definitely a Butch moment.
All right, we're sitting at Thanksgiving, Christmas. Mom and Dad's around. Maybe Mom. Who's Mom's favorite?
Chrissy, youngest. Chrissy or Beth. And Mom would never say that.
Yeah, I know. This is unwritten.
Out of her boys, I'm going to say I'm the favorite just because
You almost died.
Yeah. But I'm the one that's like, all right, if Mom's car needs service or Mom has any problem with anything, like she tends to call me. I don't know though. Mom,
that's
Mom
just it.
Never.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying, but yeah, Chrissy was definitely the favorite. She was after everyone, so we had already blown the roof off everything, and Chrissy is like
hanging out with Mom, getting to spend all that time.
The sweetest kid to this day.
Yeah,
like she's an absolute sweetheart.
For sure. My wife has 4 siblings, so when we go to different things, they're like, and my wife's name is Brooke, and I'm like, Brooke's the favorite, but what Brooke does is she continues the relationship with her mom. She calls her mom weekly, checks on her. And so they go to dinner, but it's like she forces that relationship where the others maybe just get busy up in time.
Yep.
So it's always a unwritten joke at 4th of July. Well, just ask Brooke. She's the favorite.
Yep.
So shout out to you and Chrissy. Funny story for you before I got last question. I'm at a Ohio State Notre Dame game. That was just 2 years ago, right? When they played opening week. I have 3 tickets. I'm going up with my buddy Todd Crabtree. We have 3 tickets, and there's only 2 of us. Of course, we link up with your brother and severals in a text message, and Beth is the only one in the group that doesn't have a ticket. I spent the next 3.5 hours shoulder to shoulder, Todd, me, Beth. Meanwhile, her husband Taylor and the kids are across the way, and I experienced a Ohio State Notre Dame game, pounding beers at the time. I couldn't even keep up with her.
Listen.
Oops, Mom, don't share that with Mom. But Beth, I was like, Beth, I don't think I want no more.
She's amazing. She is amazing. She is a wonderful sister. I was really tough on Beth growing up. Me and Beth fought. We were close in age, but after my stroke, definitely we've become And again, we were always close. Yeah. But we have something. She's a sweet, awesome mother to 3 awesome boys. Taylor, great guy, humble guy, awesome father, works his butt off.
Yes.
But she's a boy mom.
And to dissect the whole family dynamics here, I'm going to say, I think your family just elevates everybody. Is Taylor, could he ride coattails? Maybe, potentially, but I think he's out to prove to mom and dad, like, no, hey, I got this.
He went back to college at 33 years old to be an anesthesiologist.
Didn't have to.
Didn't have to.
But it's like, I think so. Once again, your family elevates anybody within the umbrella.
And I don't have to talk. You talk about Wes, like ultra competitive, like, and now he's the senior whatever over, KDMC and killing it. Talking about a great father and an awesome husband to my sister. We're very, very blessed. I'm very, very blessed to have the siblings, but to have
their spouses also.
Yeah, they're awesome.
I would love to see Wes, you, Joe, Tim, in a 2-on-2 basketball game. Wes is going to put that hat. He's going to flip his hat backwards.
It's over. And, Wes is winning.
Or he's fighting by the end of it. Yeah, uber competitive. Anything, man. If he's going to run a 5K, he's going to, uber competitive.
Yep.
And he applied all that fitness to his business and career, and man, he's crushing it. Super crushing it.
Yep.
All right, Mike. Once again, appreciate your time. We'll wrap up here. Still, sometimes can't even get the words out of just one. We get to have this conversation.
Yep.
We're not clocked in. We're providing for our families.
Yep.
Trying to be leaders, and but nobody likes to talk about it. There is an end game, right? There is an end game that we'll all experience with moms, dads. I experienced that with my father, and that was a pivotal moment in my life of wanting more. It's what if? Like, what tomorrow's not guaranteed. Fast forward 100 years, your great grandkids sitting around the table telling stories. What's one story you hope they tell about Mike Glockner?
I hope it's going to make me emotional, but because he's so much to me as my dad, I hope they talk about me like we talk about my dad. My dad is the most humble man I've ever met. He's literally given us kids everything that we have. I hope my kids talk about me like we talk about my dad, and my mom. My mom has, moms get the credit because they do hold the family together. But my mom and dad's direction and example of being a follower of Christ is that's what I want to be to my kids, and I want to be to I hope everyone views me like that.
You couldn't have said it any better, man. If a representation of your father, incredible words. I'm excited for maybe your siblings and your father to hear that one day, because man, words of affirmation. So many times, we could have a chance of passing away without saying it out loud.
Yep. Never
leave anything on the table. Whether it's resentment or if it's a bitterness or it's an argument, apologize, move forward. Life's not guaranteed, and God didn't design us to live in confrontation. So be thankful, be a leader. Mike, I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And thanks for joining me here at Chillicothe, Ohio at Connect Cafe and Events.
Yes, sir.
And you will find this episode Sunday morning at 8 a.m.
Can't wait.
Connect with Keeney. My guest, Mike Glockner of the Glockner Enterprise, Southern Ohio. That's a wrap.
Thank you. Good stuff.